Welcome back to Brilliance in the Basics, Week 9. This week we work on developing teams and systems. So there's been a quote used by Deming for years in manufacturing, healthcare, and education. And what he said was, every system is perfectly designed to get the results it gets. So a few years ago I was working with a leader that is an excellent example of this. This leader was exhausted. She had a talented team, she was talented, and they had a really cool mission. But she was actually the one holding things up. Every time she stepped away, something slipped. When she went on vacation, she came back to a backlog, and she consistently said her problem was her people. So I asked her, walk me through a typical week on your team. And I shadowed her, and we both began to notice something. The key things that had to be done didn't have written processes. They didn't have checklists for key processes, and they had no standing rhythms of how decisions were made. So the decisions flowed through her. Interestingly enough, the system wasn't broken. The system was working perfectly as it was designed. She had just designed it around herself. And she was running out of capacity. Her problem wasn't her people. So the workbook this week asks a simple question. And you can pick any system that you're thinking about or any system that you use. And the question is, what is that system designed to produce? That question changes everything about how we look at a problem. In healthcare, many times we talk about EMRs and charting. I know it's an easy picking. I think you're going through one. But the way the EMR is designed to chart is a system designed to be used. And most problems aren't with the people using it. They're with the system design and the habits designed around it. So if a result keeps showing up, whatever it is, and we'll talk about turnover, missed deadlines, drop balls, the same conversation every week, the same problems in charting, the instinct is to look at who caused it at times. System thinkers ask a little bit of a different question. What is the system designed to produce? What is it that is producing those results? And if you are getting a result consistently, that system may not be working. It is just designed for the wrong outcome. If you change the people without changing the system, you will get the same result with different names on the org chart. And the workbook puts it this way. Organizations are designed, intentionally or unintentionally, to produce the results they are getting. When people understand this, and leaders understand this, they actually stop blaming people and start improving design. That shift from blaming individuals to improving systems is one of the most important maturity moves a leader can make. I've deployed many EMRs in my lifetime with many organizations, and there's a pattern that comes up. You're changing two things at once, a very complex system and habits. So I want to just maybe use that in areas that you have scope to ask these three questions in the workbook. When you come at this, what result does this system need to produce? What is the simplest structure that produces it? What makes it easy to maintain, not heroic to run? That third question is one most leaders skip. What keeps it from being heroic to run? We design systems that work when we are present. We need systems that work when we are not. The write it down habit. When a process repeats more than twice, write the steps down. Or look at the steps. It's highly likely you have the steps for an EMR, and if not, look at them. Make sure you do. It's not administrative work. It's not senior leadership's role. It's a leadership act of any leaders using that particular system. And documentation is how we multiply ourselves beyond our direct involvement. A simple system practice consistently outperforms a complex system practiced occasionally. The systems thinking questions from the workbook are worth putting on your wall. What result is our current system designed to produce? If we ran this process for 5 more years, would we expect different results? Where are we treating symptoms instead of root causes? What would need to redesign so the system naturally produces what we want? These are not complicated questions. They're the right questions. And leaders who ask them consistently build organizations that outlast their direct involvement. What information are my people needing? Who has authority to decide? And what does a good outcome look like? She didn't have to hire anyone. She didn't restructure the team. She didn't hold a retreat. She designed a simple system and gave her team the map to use it and the authority to make decisions. When we visited another 6 months later, she told me something that stayed with me. She said, I went on a vacation for a week and nothing broke. That is what building a system looks like. Not perfectly designed, not complex. Simple enough that the team can use it without you. So this week, maybe identify one result in your work that is currently inconsistent or not working. Ask, what is producing that result? Is it actually designed correctly? Am I using it correctly? And then either recognize or design the simplest possible structure to produce the results you want within the scope of your decision-making ability in the organization. Use it consistently for 30 days before you evaluate it. And remember the lantern principle. When you build a system that works without you, you have multiplied your leadership beyond your direct involvement. Next week, we go one level deeper, understanding why frameworks work,